Good afternoon, Cheap Jeepers, and welcome back. So today we're going to be doing an overview of my cheap garage. Alright, so as someone who's a car lover and car enthusiast and loves working on their cars, I wanted a really nice place to be able to do that. Just like you guys, I don't have a lot of money to be able to buy all the snap-on tools and do a lift and epoxy floors and all that stuff that we want to have. But a lot of that stuff you don't need. Well, it would make life a lot easier, but you kind of don't need it. So, majority of things in my garage are recycled things that I found and have reused. The only things I've kind of paid for is, well, my tools. You kind of have to pay for tools, and one thing of showing just there that I'm keeping all my car detailing products on, and that costs $15. Everything else is reused materials, whether it be old doors, and just stuff like that that I've reused and made into either workbenches or shelving or something like that that I can use. So in total my whole garage so far has cost $15. So let's do a little tour and have a look. Alright, so first things first, let's have a look at the workbench and workspace and where I keep all of my tools. So, one thing I wanted to do when I had a garage is have like all my tools kind of set out as like a, I think they're called a shadow board. I would like to have like a full tool chest and all that sort of stuff, but for now it's just a piece of plywood painted white with all my tools on it. I don't have a lot of tools, but I do have enough tools to work on my car, do an axle swap and a couple of other little things. So not a lot, but enough to get me by. So my workbench, so when I first bought the house, all the workbench wasn't here, none of that was there. The only thing was here was the sink and the gas bottle. So I actually built all this from my old work, which we made, well, we didn't make doors, but we stocked a lot of doors. So all these, that, this, all the shelving, not that, that's actually out of my old bathroom that I've reused. This and this thing here is all made out of old doors that we were going to throw away and cut up. So they're quite thick. I think they're 35 mils thick, and it actually makes a really nice workbench. So I've got a nice L shape. Wouldn't mind making something that's going to sit in there, so it's like a workbench the whole way across. Then when I need the sink, I can just take it out. But for the time being, this is actually pretty good. So the shelving here, or the drawers here, when we renovated our bathroom, I just stole that out and screwed it to the top, not the top, the back and the sides, and makes for great storage for carpet, a couple of tools that I don't want to get wet, and stuff like that. And I've also built, so that's the colour of the original doors, and I've painted the workbench blue to kind of match the house. But yeah, added a few shelves in there just to store screws and bolts and stuff like that. And then I've added, also made over a door as well, another shelf up there, and just got a couple wooden brackets from IKEA to hold it all up. So that's pretty much my workspace, my workbench, where I keep all my tools and stuff like that. Now I would love to have like a big tool chest, like full of tools and all that sort of stuff, but for the price I paid for everything there, it's pretty much free except the shelving that I keep all my detailing products on. I bought that for $15 from Bunnings, which I think is pretty good. It holds up well, and I've also just screwed that to the workbench as well, so it's nice and stable. So $15 for a fully functioning workbench, shelving, everything like that is, I reckon it's pretty good. I'd love to get, like, yeah, as I said before, I'd love to get like a full proper tool chest, hardwood bench and shelving and all that sort of stuff, but this works just fine. I could probably do with a few more tools, but I think that's pretty good. Also, I do use an old golf bag there to store rakes and shovels and stuff like that, so I make use of all the old things I'm not using anymore. Another old thing I don't use anymore is a surfboard that I had. I actually ended up breaking one of the fins off one day, so I wanted to make it into like a workbench at the start, but because of the angle, how it's curved, it didn't really work out, so I stood it up, and it holds all my brushes for it's a wheel brush, interior brush, another interior brush, brush I used to clean my diff when I swapped it over, a carpet brush, and another cleaning brush. So I think that's pretty cool. It's kind of like a coastal surfy style thing. So I've got a big mirror set up there. That mirror is, I've got a mirror on the other side as well, which is that thing there. Now both these mirrors are also out of the old bathroom. I wanted something to make the garage seem just a little bit bigger. The garage is, I mean, pretty big as is, but I liked it that I could actually see my Jeep as I'm driving out and in every day. So I made the frame out of also old doors from work. I just measured the size of the glass and just kind of invent the size and put a couple stops on the back that the glass or the mirror sits against. Also made another shelf down the bottom here to store all my paint cans, WD-40, aerosol cans, Raptor liner, bicycle pump and stuff like that. Alright, so that's all the storage I've done so far. I've made up the frame for the mirror out of doors, my workbench out of doors, the place where I hold my tools, where is it? There. That's out of just pine board, and I've just put nails in it and hung my tools up. Simple as. Now I've got heaps of storage. There's like this whole thing here. I want to eventually build enclosed storage, shelving, blah blah blah, all that sort of stuff. So at the moment, yes, it does have shelving. I just keep all my oils and stuff like that on it. I could go all the way back to the bottom of the house there, because at the moment we are under the house. So the house is like a Queenslander style. It's up on stilts. It's all open. So there's a lot of space, a lot of opportunity to build stuff and kind of do what I want. So if you guys have any ideas of what I can do along this entire space here, I'd love to hear it. I want to do at least one thing that you guys suggest with this space, whether it be shelving, some sort of art, something cool, some sort of storage that you guys like, because I want you guys to feel like this is your garage. This is where we'll be doing a lot of the filming. Yeah, this is where we'll be doing a lot of the filming, a lot of working on Brum, all my other projects that I want to get started. This is where we'll be doing it. So all the filming will be done here. So I want you guys to feel like this is like sort of your garage. I want you guys to have a bit of say in what we're going to do with this shelving, what art, what stuff like that we're going to hang. So if you guys got any ideas, just either leave it in the comments, send us a message, on Instagram or Gmail, or just chuck it in the comments or something like that. So that brings us to, so in total we could probably fit 3 cars down here. If Brum's all the way up by where the mirror is, I can fit my wife's car here. I can also fit another car here. I wouldn't mind getting rid of these supports so I could actually fit another car here. Just like, well, I'd love to have 5, 6, 7, 8 cars eventually, but I mean, that's probably not realistic. So at the moment I've got Brum, I've got my wife's car, but I'd like to get like a Project XJ or another Jeep that we can put down there and have a little bit of fun with. But at the moment it's just storage for my bent axle that I've taken out of Brum, which I'm thinking I might make it into like a shelf to have there, have another shelf to just to store wood, some boxes, and a couple other little things. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my garage build. So yeah, in total it's cost me $15. I've used scrap wood. I will be using a lot more scrap and used materials in the future to build a couple of other little things. Also, this space here where the bikes and cross trainer are, I love to clear all that space out, maybe put them under there or something, and have that space. Might build a little wall here out of like old pallets or old recycled wood, then have like a little standing bar there, then have a seat made out of pallets and stuff like that. So when I have friends around or I am talking to you guys, I've got somewhere to sit, I've got somewhere to actually sit down and talk with you guys, or have mates around and have a few drinks and that sort of thing. But also, if you guys got any ideas, stuff that you've done in the past, or stuff you like to see in the future, of kind of making like a man cave, garage, and stuff like that. Also, if you guys got any ideas for lighting, because at the moment it's really dark down here, so I really need some good lighting, but also cheap, because we are on a budget, we are cheap jeepers. So something cheap, something really bright that's going to really lighten up, so when I am filming it's going to make it a nice experience. But I hope you guys like this video about the garage, walk around my budget garage. So please leave a comment if you've got something to add, but I'll see you in the next video, and please hit that like button and subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.